Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer is Shooting Creek Capsicum Stout. Guys, this beer used to be brewed at Shooting Creek Brewery up in Floyd, Virginia, and that brewery is defunct. It has been liquidated and the assets have been sold, and now their recipes either have been bought or something to that effect, and now these beers are being brewed by Blue Mountain, and they are doing they did like 4 or 5 beers. They did the Buffaloes, the Rebel, the Capsicum, and I think I've re-reviewed a couple of those beers. When they brewed these up in Floyd, they were very tasty beers, all of them. I knew the brewer, the head brewer at the time, and they were very tiny. I mean, they were very tiny. The building they brewed in was about the size of your average garage. That's how small it was. But they brewed some pretty tasty beers, and I thought at the time this was the tastiest beer that they did. Well, this one now, the Blue Mountain, and it says they're out of Nelson County, Virginia. And I've done some of the Blue Mountain beers, and some of their bigger beers in the bigger bottles are pretty tasty. I've actually been to the brewery. Very nice setup. It's a newer brewery. It's only been in operation probably about 5 years now. But very nice. I mean, it's a nice building. They serve food and got a big glass window where you can see the brewing process going on. I don't know if they do tours. They didn't at the time that I was up there several years ago, but they may be doing them now. I'm not sure. But I like this beer. At the time, I thought this beer was the tastiest pepper beer that I'd ever had. I have not had one since Blue Mountain started brewing this. And I went down to the beer store, the Barrel Chest, new beer store that's been open since August of 2014, and I seen that they were brewing this one now. Well, they brewed us, so I guess they're brewing them all now. And I seen, oh man, this was really tasty when Shooting Creek was doing it. So I don't know, they're using the same recipes, but it's not the same brewer. So we'll see how close they come with this one. I reviewed this beer 3, 4, 5 years ago when I first started doing beer reviews, and I thought it was very tasty at the time. So let's see if I have the same opinion now. Commercial description on this: stout brewed with habanero peppers. ABV, it says 4.5 here, but it's got more than that on here. This says it's 6%. So they've changed the recipe a little bit because it's got more ABV in it. And it doesn't have the IBUs listed here. It says Scoville units are 100,000. That's a pretty hot beer. Anybody knows anything about hot peppers or chili peppers or habanero peppers or ghost peppers, all that heat is measured in Scoville units, and this is 100,000. This beer, if you don't like chilies or spicy food, you probably won't like this beer, but I do. I love spicy food. I grow my own jalapeno peppers in the garden out here, and love taking and coring the seeds out and then popping the top off of those and putting ranch dressing down in it and just eat it like an apple. It's delicious. If you're not into the hot spicy stuff or any kind of peppery stuff, you're probably not going to like this beer, because from what I remember, it had a nice heat to the back end of this beer. So let's see how good Blue Mountain has replicated this beer. At the time, it was like a 4.5%er. It wasn't a big stout, but this is a 6%er, so they've kicked it up a notch or two. So let's see if they've captured the tastiness that it used to have when it was done in Floyd, Virginia. Alright guys, food pairing for this beer. This is a stout, so it goes well with your stout dishes. And they're saying here, normally your stouts will just say chocolate. But here they've got the cuisine is barbecue, cheeses, buttery brie, Gouda, Havarti, Swiss, your earthy Camembert, Fontina, and it does have chocolate listed here. And the meat is beef, shellfish, smoked meat, game, and grilled meat. Glassware, pint, Bacardonic tumbler, mug, Steiner, Sidell. I got my favorite glass here. This is not recommended for extended cellaring at 6%. It's going to keep for a little while, but I don't know exactly how long you could keep a 6% stout. I'd say it would keep for a year or two. And I thought Blue Mountain dated their stuff, but this one's right out of the fridge and it's sweating. Right here on the label it does have it. Enjoyed by 04/2015. So they want you to have this by April of 2015. And it's right on the label, right there. You ain't got to search for no digitized code or anything. So thumbs up for Blue Mountain for doing that. And it's got the IBUs listed as 25.9 on here. So it's got the IBUs, the ABV, and the date. Blue Mountain, thumbs up for doing that. Stepping up to the plate and putting all the information we need to have on the label. So, good deal for that. I don't think there's anything else we need to talk about. So without further ado, let's get the cap off of it. And it got a nice cap. I remember Shooting Creek, they just did the plain Jane gold caps or silver caps or something. This one actually has Shooting Creek on there. Very nice. I'm going to save this and put it on the fridge downstairs. Got some openers, guys. If you need one, shoot me an email. gtpuckett@comcast.net. Let me know what you're looking for. Shirts, opener. I'll tell you if I got that size or color. And we'll go from there, guys. Let's go down the center. What do you think? Straight down the center. Hardly produced any head. Maybe a half a finger of head on that aggressive pour. Yep. Looks good in the glass. Nice and dark. I cannot see any light through the beer. Nice and black. Looks good in the glass. Very reminiscent from what I remember it looking like. So maybe they got it right. Let's see. Let's get a nose on it. I'm getting the roasted malt, a little bit of the pepper. I remember the peppery smell being a little stronger than what it is here. Now, when another brewery does this beer and they acquire the recipes, I mean, like I said, the ABV has changed, so something else may have changed too, so I don't know. I can smell the peppers in there, but it's not overwhelming. I remember it being a little hotter on the nose than what I'm getting here. Roasted malt, coffee, a little bit of chocolate, maybe a hint of tobacco. It's got a sweet smell to it, but it's got that spiciness from the peppers also. Very unique beer. I mean, not for the faint of heart, not for everybody. So, let's see what we got. Cheers, everybody. The heat is there. It's right on the back end. Very pleasant. I like it. Roasted chocolate. Some bittersweet baker's chocolate. I said roasted chocolate. Roasted malt. Bittersweet chocolate. The heat is there. It is there. I like this. I do. Not something I'd want to drink every day. But for a nice change up from a typically sweet stouts or milk stouts, this would go very well with some Mexican food or pizza or anything that's got a little heat to it. Maybe some nachos with jalapeno peppers or something in it. It would go very well with that. Go with your stronger, spicier dishes on a beer like this. You wouldn't want to have this with something very light, like some pasta or something, unless you were piling some peppers or something on it. I mean, this has got a little heat to it, but it's not overpowering for me. I've read some people say I don't like it, it's too hot, it's a novelty beer. It may be a novelty beer, but it's a nice change up, just like the vanilla porters are a nice change up from the chocolate style porters. Not something I'd want every day, but a nice change. My Mexican friends would probably like this a whole lot because they're into that spicy stuff. The heat is there. They've captured it pretty well. And the habanero peppers, I'm a big fan of habanero peppers. I like them in food, like them on pizza, I like them on tacos. I like habanero peppers, I really do. Just nice. It's warm, a little heat, but it's tasty. A little caramel, a little toffee, maybe a little brown sugar. But the heat is there. It is there. If you don't like hot beers, I don't mean hot temperature-wise, but hot spicy-wise, you will probably like this. If you don't like hot spicy stuff, you will not like this more than likely. So, but let me let her taste it. She hadn't had a taste of this since the brewery went out of business. And like I said, it's been quite a few years since I reviewed this beer when it was brewed up there on the mountain. They've captured it pretty well. And they kicked it up a notch with the ABV, went from 4.5% to 6%. So, very nice, very tasty. I'll be right back. We're going to sip on this for a while. Maybe a puff on a stogie, and we'll find out where we end up. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Got a little left here. To me, just my opinion, this beer is not widely distributed all over the country or anything like that. But they've captured the same essence with the caption habanero peppers in this beer that they did up there, but they bumped up the ABV from 4.5% to 6%. It's got the IBUs, it's got the ABV, it's got the best by date on it. Very tasty, guys. Like I said earlier, it's not something I'd want to drink every day, but it's a nice change, a little bit of heat. If you want to have this with a spicy dish, it would go very well with it, especially if you're into the hot peppers, banana peppers, jalapeno peppers, habanero peppers. This has got it. Nice heat to this beer. A lot of them are really sweet, and this one is not so sweet. It's got enough heat on the back end to wake up your taste buds and clear your sinuses and all that kind of stuff. So, very tasty, guys. I think this is an A beer. I don't think it's outstanding, but I think it's a nice A beer. So, with that being said, I'm going to give it the 8, which is A minus. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Let's do the final chug. Very nice. Very nice. Once you sip on it for a while, the heat's not quite so intense. But when you take your first sip or two, it is pretty intense, especially if you're not used to anything warm like this. A lot better than a lot of the other pepper beers that's out there, like the Cave Creek chili beer. It's actually got the pepper in it. Didn't impress me at all. This has enough body to go with that peppery taste to me. It's got the roasted malt and the hint of chocolate and to me a little bit of caramel and toffee in there. Maybe a hint of some tobacco. You may even find some dark fruit mixed in with it, but I got a feeling the heat of the peppers is going to mask some of that. So, but I enjoyed it. It's very tasty to me. Very tasty to me. If you like hot stuff, hot spicy food, you may like this beer. It'd be a good food pairing beer to go with something like that. A little bit of heat in your drink and a little bit of heat in your food. Nice pair. Alright, let's go see what everybody else thinks. We'll go over to Beer Advocate first. And Beer Advocate says 82 in a good range. I think that number's a little low. If I was putting a numeric rating on this, it'd probably be a 90 or 91, somewhere in that area. Maybe even a 92 on a good day. And over to Rate Beer. Rate Beer said no score requires more ratings. So we don't have anything from those guys, even though there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They've got 6 different reviews on this beer. I don't know how many it takes for them to put a number on it. Evidently 6 is not enough. But I think it's an A beer. I enjoyed this hot beer. And when I say hot, I don't mean hot room temperature. I mean hot spicy. So, but right now, the last chug you seen me do, that's room temperature. I've been sipping on it probably about 30, 35, maybe even 40 minutes. Smoking on a nice roasted, toasted cigar to go with this. And don't ask me what brand, because I don't know what it was. I pulled it out of the humidor and it didn't have a label on it, so I smoked it. But anyway, nice beer. Nice beer. If you like something with a little heat in it, you'll probably like this. So, not something I'd want to have every day, but a nice change. So if you've had this one, not a big distribution on this, you'd probably have to be somewhere close to the Virginia area to get your hands on one of these. But if you've had it, let me know what you think, guys, and let's go see what's in the fridge tomorrow. See you then.